In this lesson, we're going to learn about order of operations and what in the world does Aunt Sally have to do with solving math problems. So let's look at an example. I'd like you to pause the video for just a minute and see if you can find the solution to this math problem. So let's see what you got. Did you get 21? You may or may not have. You might have gotten 32. You might have gotten any number of things. But the correct answer is 21. So the question is, why 21? And the reason is because of something called PEMDAS. So PEMDAS, we always seem to have acronyms to help us remember things. And in this case, it's please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So I want you to take a minute and try to put that to memory. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Now let's take a look and see what that represents. So in math, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally stands for the order of operations. That means the order that we solve problems when there's more than one operation, meaning we have multiplication, addition, subtraction, all in one problem. So the order that we do them is parentheses, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. Exponents, we don't do exponents in 5th grade, so you can look forward to that next year in 6th grade. And then we do the multiplication and division from left to right, and we'll talk about that in a minute as well, and the addition and subtraction from left to right. So I just want you to remember the P is for parentheses, E is for exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So let's take a look at how we will use that. Okay, so let's look at this example first. 900 minus 30 times 25. So without PEMDAS, we wouldn't know what order to do things. So do we say 900 minus 30 first and then multiply that by 25? Or do I multiply 900 by 25 and then subtract 30? Or do I multiply first and then subtract? So without PEMDAS, we wouldn't know what order to do things. So PEMDAS gives us a universal order. So we're all on the same page and we're all solving it the exact same way. So let's review what we said. We said that P stands for parentheses. All right, in this problem, we don't have any parentheses, so we're going to skip that one. E stands for exponents. Remember, I told you we're not going to have exponents in 5th grade, so we're going to skip that one. The next one stands for multiplication and division. And so when I look down here, we do in fact have multiplication. So what that means is that we are going to multiply first. So here I have 30 times 25 is 750. So what I have left, I have 900 minus 750. So that's all my multiplication and division. I don't have any of that left. So now I can move on and see, do I have any addition and subtraction? And yes, I do. I have a subtraction sign right here. So I'm going to subtract 900 minus 750 equals 150. So my answer is 150. So let's come over here and look at another example that has parentheses in it. Here we have 60 plus 64 minus 8 times 9. So again, without knowing our PEMDAS, we could do this in any number of orders. We could say 64 minus 8 first, and then add that to 60 and multiply that whole thing by 9. There's lots of different ways, but PEMDAS helps us have a universal way that we're all solving it the same way. So let's go back. The P stands for parentheses. That means you always do what's in parentheses first. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is say 60 plus 64, and that's 124. So I did what's in the parentheses first, and then I'm just going to bring down what's left, minus 8 times 9. Okay, so then we skip over exponents because, like I said, we're not going to have exponents this year. Multiplication, division. So now I look at what I have left, which is here, and I have some subtraction, and I have multiplication. But what PEMDAS tells me to do is to do all the multiplication and division first. So when I look at this, I say, okay, I'm going to go straight across from left to right, and the first multiplication that I come across is 8 times 9. So that's going to be the next thing I do. So I'm going to bring down my 124 minus 8 times 9, which is 72. So then I'm going to check for any other multiplication or division, and I don't have any more of that, so now I can move on to addition and subtraction. So I look from left to right. I don't have any addition, but I do have subtraction. So I'm going to say 124 minus 72, and that leaves me with 52. So the answer to this, using PEMDAS, is 52.